Let's see. There we go. All right. So some years ago, I made a map inspired, well, not inspired, but basically a carbon copy of a portion of the game called Neocron. It's an old MMO, first online MMO I ever played, and it was a game I was obsessed with for years. I still am to a degree, but anyway, I wanted to remake it in the Unreal Engine when the Unreal Engine 4 first came out, and I started working on this map. And I took to basically playing the game on one screen and making the map with BSP and blocking it out. I basically made it exactly as it is in the game. I mean, if you've ever played that game, and I think this is Plaza Section 4, you would see that pretty much I did everything one for one. I eyeballed it all, and I'd say I did a pretty damn good job. But inevitably, that turned into me trying to build the mechanics of the game as well. I wanted to do it in single player, not really multiplayer, because it just adds an extra layer of complexity. It's a pain in the ass to replicate everything. So I started off making it in blueprints and quickly found that without C++, I couldn't replicate the leveling system, the skill system of Neocron. So I had to do part of this in C++. And I had some help with that. And then I learned uh, what I needed to do better. And I've been slowly bringing everything over to that. And I'll eventually then turn it into multiplayer. But for now, I just want the system to work as it worked in the offline portion of that game. It's sort of like a role-playing game, MMO, whatever. So I just wanted to make this video to sort of show off these years of work that I've actually left in the dustbin for quite some time, really because it's a passion project and it's a huge undertaking. Um, so it's something I'm doing slowly on the side when I'm not working. But so functionally, just about everything works. The inventory system works completely. There's implants, armor, the skill system. Now, augmentations is something I pulled from DoCX, which also works. Uh, the health system, so that you have health of your head, your arm. So I'm still working out the kinks of that. Factions and objectives doesn't work, but essentially just about all the functionality of that game works. It's just not beautiful. Right? Like for instance, if I use this gun, I'll show for an example. Right, we shoot this guy in his leg. Right, now he's got 100 health in his leg. So now he has 89.5. Now, if I go ahead and go into the skills and go to dexterity and put points in his rifle combat, since I'm using a rifle, okay, and I shoot his other leg, it should do more damage. So you'll see less than 89.5 health left. So let's see. So 89. So it did zero point 0.5 more damage. And the scaling, it's something that'll have to be tweaked at some point, but you see it works. The calculation works. Again, it's done in C++. It's not done in blueprints. So uh, I'm not getting into the limitations of why it didn't work in blueprints or why it couldn't work, but essentially I had to do this with a convoluted map inside a map. But I'm working on better ideas for the systems and whatnot. But anyway, so there's implants, some ammo. This is supposed to be a revolver. I'm going to eventually convert all of this over to the Lyra weapons and things like that. Because again, I'm trying to keep this system using only free or Creative Commons stuff. And see, like, also, if we look in the inventory, see, it has 0 credits. So if he picks up one of these credit sticks, there's 800, right? Then there's 400. Then there's 1200, right? So if we, oops, wrong button. So there we go. Now he has 2400. I don't know. You do the math. Figure it out if I did it right. Right. Anyway, pressing tab puts it in third person. So I probably shouldn't have shot him in the head, but whatever. Um, there's different weapons. That's my cannon. Right. So if you look at the stuff now, again, the windows and everything need to be resized and all that. I actually even did the graphics uh, for the UI, which it's somewhat reminiscent of the original game, but just a much shittier version. I think I made it with Canva. I don't even remember. So this is an arm augmentation, requirements strength 1. So if the character has at least 1 strength, which he does, level 1 strength, he'll be able to install this. This one is uh, a leg one, and makes you run faster, or whatever. I don't think I have that implemented yet, but the actual use of the augmentation. So if I let's see again, this is the arm one. So if I install this, it should go over here to his arms, probably here. Right? So if I install, oh, there we go. Right, and then this one is legs. It should go here, right, to this one here. So I'm going to install. Boom. There we go. Okay. Then there's the implants, right? And now the implants is a little different. Uh, if you view the info, let's see. So it needs an intelligence of 1. This is a brain implant. It's an implant for your brain. See? Um, I should be able to drag it onto these slots only. If I try to drag it onto any of these slots or any of these, it just won't go. So if I drag it there, it doesn't go. If I drag it here, it doesn't go. If I drag it here to the brain, it goes. If I drag it from here to the brain, it goes. And so on and so forth. So again, most of the functionality is actually complete. Um, Obviously it's still prototype. It's not, production ready or anything like that. But as far as I know, this is the most progress that anyone has ever done on remaking such a game. In fact, even the modern iteration of this game, which is let's see, it's the Revolver. The modern iteration of this game that's ran by people, they still can't even get the game working good because it was always a shitty game. A wonderful concept, but a really shitty game. Poor net code, synchronizing constantly. It really was. But it was such a fun game and a cyberpunk type of game. And I really 20 years ago played it, and it was so profound even then to me that I'm still working on my in my free time to make a new version of this. And let's see if I drag this over here. Boom. Leave that. Press 2. Boom, there we go. We got the plasma cannon. And this is a projectile weapon as opposed to the uh, first one, which is a hit scan. And again, um, you could do this in third person. It even lines up. Oh, killed him. There you go. Okay. So it's pretty feature complete. It just needs a lot of polish, obviously. I mean, look at this, these animations. Oh God. But map wise, I'm still going to be doing the rest of the city itself. Having a little problem with the terrain on the outside. Uh, I really want to recreate it faithfully, and that's going to be a challenge because I don't know how to do so without having the actual height map. I don't know if I'll be able to pull the height map out of any files of the original game or anything, but anyway, this is probably getting to be a long video, so I don't want to take too much longer. But yeah, I just wanted to show this off. Maybe people that actually still play the original game, or on the forums there, whatever, might be interested in this. I'll probably post something about it on there. Because again, I've seen interest from time to time over the years of people saying, "Oh, I wish somebody would make this in the Unreal Engine," or "Oh, why hasn't the company itself made a second part, or a new version, or updated, whatever?" And again, they have volunteers. I don't know how they got their hands on the original code or whatever, but these volunteers are making, like for instance, these textures and such are from the volunteer version of the game. I don't remember how I got them, but I grabbed them to do this. Again, I don't plan on releasing this, for any amount of money or anything like that. So, I hope they don't hate me for having pulled these textures out to use. But I just wanted, when I was making the map, to have it look faithful. I'll probably eventually change all this, maybe even make parts of this actual 3D as opposed to, um, like these lamps right here. They're actually assets from the Unreal Marketplace. They look great, as a matter of fact. Probably the best looking lighting here in the whole map. I'm gonna put some guard rays over here. Um, I think these lights came from the Unreal Shooter game example. But again, I try to fill these things with all Creative Commons zero stuff because inevitably, maybe if I don't use this map, I'll probably turn this into a marketplace asset of some type once it's finally complete. Probably making it, well, you have to make it into a plugin if it's got C++, unfortunately. So I'll probably have to make it a plugin. But no, I'll definitely have to make it a plugin. But the point is that, it's sort of a cyberpunk game. Um, and the concept I think is great as far as like a shooter FPS, or third person um, RPG or whatever. I still enjoy the gameplay to this day, far more than Cyberpunk 2077. But that's a whole nother story. But anyway, this video is taking long as it is. I just wanted to show this off. Uh, you know, I'd love to hear what other people think about it. So if you have anything to say on it, let me know. And I'll see you in the next show off that I have. Who knows when? Have a good one.